The 7 tiers of NFL franchises revealed, beginning now with Level 1. Level 1 consists of utterly hopeless organizations, the most dreadful teams in football. A complete embarrassment, so naturally we'll begin with Cleveland. The Cleveland Browns are the textbook definition of Level 1 disaster. They own the lowest winning rate of any NFL franchise across the past half-century at only 40.3%. They went through a brutal stretch winning 3 games, then 1, then none during the mid-2010s. What makes the Browns historically awful isn't simply their record. It's their starting quarterback since 1999. Likely more before this season finishes. They chose Johnny Manziel 22nd overall in 2014, believing he'd be their long-term answer. Instead, Manziel partied far more than he studied the playbook. The Jets trail not far behind with a 42.4 win percentage during the same window. They've had spurts, small glimpses, where it looked like they might finally figure things out, but every single run ultimately fell apart. Then there's the Houston Texans sitting at 43.5% wins. They've only existed since 2002, yet notoriously traded away their star receiver DeAndre Hopkins to Arizona in 2020 for practically nothing, David Johnson and a second-rounder. They've featured solid players, even respectable years occasionally, but never any real continuity. It's like they're allergic to sustainable success. The Bengals complete this dreadful category at a 45.6% winning clip. They epitomize a team forever tripping over its own feet. Their ownership under Mike Brown is infamous for until only recently, and they still can't keep Joe Burrow upright. These teams share familiar qualities. They're not just incompetent, they're broken at the foundation. Level 2, however, is only marginally an improvement over that. These aren't successful franchises by any means. They've just graduated from being total pushovers. This is where the Arizona Cardinals appear. The Cardinals are technically the NFL's oldest club, yet they've managed only 7 playoff victories, most of which occurred within the last decade and a half. Their all-time winningest coach has merely 49 wins. For the league's oldest team, that's completely shameful. The Jaguars, with a 42% success rate, embody everything flawed about modern NFL expansion. They've had their bright spots, that magical 2017 AFC title run, along with another in the late 90s. But overall, they've stayed irrelevant since joining the league in 1995. Owner Shad Khan poured $90 million into massive screens and stadium makeovers while continuing to field lousy rosters, proving he valued shiny distractions over building an actual contender. Then come the Detroit Lions, holding a 41.5% winning percentage overall. The Lions earn special mention because they're finally trending upward, with Dan Campbell at last bringing stability and a new sense of identity. But let's be honest, they've been historically dreadful for so long that one promising stretch can't undo decades of incompetence. You'll also find the Saints, Panthers, and Dolphins grouped here as well, but in Level 3, we reach the whatever type of organizations. They're not awful, yet they're certainly not exceptional either. At Level 3, while Janikowski turned out solid, using a premium pick on a kicker summed up their misplaced priorities and constant inability to build a balanced roster. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers sit at 41.2%, statistically the worst franchise in NFL history by winning rate, yet ironically, they've been excellent the past 5 years, from the Tom Brady run to the Baker Mayfield resurgence. Still, their first 50 years can't be ignored. The Buccaneers were so catastrophically run early on that they started 0-26 as a new Commanders. At 49.6%, might be the league's most exasperating story of wasted promise. During the 80s and early 90s, they were elite, multiple Super Bowls, the Hogs dominating up front, and Joe Gibbs crafting dynasty-level teams. But once that era ended, the fall was steep. Hope is cautiously returning. Still, decades of chaos under prior ownership left a losing culture that's been painfully hard to shake. Teams like the Falcons, Colts, and Titans belong in this same group. Then at Level 4, we finally reach genuinely solid franchises. These teams have maintained long-term competence, with occasional Super Bowl trips or deep playoff pushes. The Buffalo Bills, sitting at 50.2%, represent everything a well-run franchise should, except the final trophy. They made 4 straight Super Bowls in the 1990s, a feat no one else has achieved. Sure, they lost everyone, but reaching that stage 4 times in a row reflects organizational consistency most teams could never match. They endured a rough decade afterward, but with Josh Allen now leading, they're again legitimate championship contenders. The Chicago Bears are here too, at 49%, boasting proud history and tradition. Their peak came in the 1980s, with that legendary 85 defense dominating the league. Unlike the Browns or Jets, they've mostly avoided the endless dark stretches those franchises suffer through. The Minnesota Vikings join them here as well, a team resembling the Steelers. Just without the Super Bowl hardware, they've won roughly 55% of their games. Unfortunately, they lost every one of them. The Los Angeles Chargers, with a 49% winning mark, also belong here. They've had elite quarterbacks, Dan Fouts, Phillip Rivers, and now Justin Herbert, leading exciting, if ultimately unfulfilled, eras. They just haven't found the steadiness required to truly push them over the top. You can include teams like the Seahawks here as well, but level 5 is where we start reaching the upper tier of franchises. Level 5 franchises are genuinely strong, consistently successful, multiple championships, and primed to keep competing. The Philadelphia Eagles have firmly cemented themselves as a truly above-average organization. They've built that rare mix of passionate fan base, excellent management, strong identity, and an instinct for bold moves when it counts most. They're 4-0 this year and look unstoppable. Their 2017 Super Bowl win with Nick Foles was pure magic, and they claimed another championship again in 2024. The Denver Broncos also belong in this tier with a 52% all-time winning percentage. For decades, they've been among football's most dependable winners, 3 Lombardis and consistent playoff success. They've repeatedly built title-caliber rosters, spanning generations of greatness. From the John Elway years to Peyton Manning's championship run, the Broncos have sustained excellence. The Los Angeles Rams fall here too. Their 49% win rate may look modest historically, but modern success has transformed them into a premier franchise. They've developed that culture of winning and long-term commitment to elite football. And Eli Manning's miraculous escape captured everything legendary about championship: resilience. With 4 Super Bowl wins, including both those unforgettable victories over the Patriots, the Giants have proven their championship mettle. The Dallas Cowboys round out this level with a 59% win rate as America's team. Their 1990s dominance, 3 Super Bowls in 4 seasons, established a dynasty that defined an era. That stretch cemented their place as one of football's signature franchises. The Kansas City Chiefs now share this space thanks to Patrick Mahomes. Under Mahomes and Andy Reid, they've reached 3 straight Super Bowls and won back-to-back titles in 2022 and 2023. They've become the modern benchmark for sustained excellence in the sport. These franchises sit among the league's elite, but not yet the absolute summit, and that brings us to level 7 music builds. 4 franchises sit clearly above the rest: the Patriots, Packers, Steelers, and 49ers. The Steelers, with a 61% winning percentage over 5 decades, define what organizational greatness truly means. 6 Super Bowl victories and a culture of success passed from one era to another. They triumphed behind the steel curtain in the 70s, under Bill Cowher in the early 2000s, and Mike Tomlin in the late 2000s. They've never endured a losing season with Tomlin, proof of remarkable stability and structure. The New England Patriots at 58.2%. Their 20-year dynasty included 9 Super Bowl appearances and 6 championships, an era of unmatched success. From 2001 through 2019, their worst record was 10-6. With Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, they forged a legacy that might never be equaled. The Green Bay Packers are simply the Packers: 4 Super Bowls, countless titles before the Super Bowl era, and football's richest tradition. With competitiveness and modern Super Bowl appearances show that winning DNA still runs deep. Few franchises in sports can match their enduring brilliance. And there it is, the 7 levels of NFL franchises, from the bottom dwellers that define dysfunction to the titans that built legacies of greatness. The story of the NFL is written through them all. The names change. The game evolves, but dominance, true dominance, always stands the test of time.